Welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support my daily Eternal Magic offerings while getting amazing perks like the BoshNRoll Discord community, have me play your deck on the channel, or listen sideboard guides before tournaments, check out the Patreon or YouTube membership program. This channel is possible because of these amazing sponsors. Check them out, all their links are in the video description. As always, thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic. Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm playing Legacy at the request of Patreon subscriber BeYourGuard, and I am revisiting the Goblin Welder Intruder Alarm combo deck that I played a little over a month ago on the channel. It was a port from BeYourGuard's pre-modern deck into Legacy. The first draft was a little rough, but the idea was sound, and then at the end of that video, I made a bunch of updates based on play experience, and this is now that build of the deck. The combo here is Intruder Alarm. Creatures don't untap during their controller's untap steps. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield, untap all creatures. Goblin Welder is a creature that can move creatures back and forth out of the battlefield. Triskelion is a creature that can deal 3 damage to any target after it arrives on the battlefield. If you get Goblin Welder, Intruder Alarm, any artifact, and a Triskelion in the graveyard, you can start machine gunning opponents to death. You weld some artifact into Triskelion, which untaps Welder. Welder does 3. Triskelion welds into a different artifact creature. You untap, and then ding, 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 ding. Everything's dead. I guess I should specify any artifact creature gets this loop going. Most of the artifacts in the deck are creatures. There's 3 Silver Bluff Bridge, 2 Lightning Greaves that are not creatures in the deck. And as far as assembling the combo, this is the big innovation from the last one. There was a bunch of random junk like Ornithopters and Memnites trying to get the combo happening quickly, which turns out those are not good Legacy cards. However, Legacy staple Scrapwork Mutt, I had this as a 1 or 2 of, just as sort of a way to dig a little bit, and if you get the Intruder Alarm combo going with a Scrapwork Mutt, you can eventually rummage your way through the deck until you find Triskelion, and then you can win. That is also a infinite loop. Or at least, if not infinite, gets you as far as you need to go. Bray's Apprentice was a 1 or 2 of in the last build as just a tech piece. Now it's here as a full 4 of. Getting through the deck, finding value cards, things you're not embarrassed to cast when you're not comboing was the problem I was trying to solve. And Fable's one of the best cards in the deck. Bray's Apprentice kind of operates as Fable's number 5 through 8. Not quite the same value, but it's pretty close. And it's an artifact creature that goes off with Triskelion. It's actually 2 artifact creatures if you make the... or you have to make the Thopter, that's not an option. So it's 2 artifact creatures, and that's 2 triggers for Intruder Alarm. There might be something tricky you can do with the Bray's Apprentice ETB, getting 2 Welder activations out of the deal. This just makes a lot more sense to me. I think I cleaned up the mana a little bit as well. I remember having difficulty casting my spells. There were 4 Intruder Alarms, which is not a card you need 4 of. There were 4 Triskelions, which is not a card you need 4 of. Honestly, I would like 2 Triskelions and 1 the One Ring. I think that's a cool piece of tech that could give the deck some extra dimension. But at the time of recording, Lord of the Rings is still in the pre-release window, and the One Ring is like 80 ticks, and the bots don't have it yet. So, sorry y'all, I don't make $80 on a video to buy 1 card for the deck. We might just have to revisit this again in another month. And that's what's going on here. It's kind of like Painter combo, except not as focused, and where kind of is at value deck besides. And then the sideboard is just a bunch of ways to stay alive against people who are going faster than you. And that's what we're doing here. This is BeYourGuard's Intruder Alarm Revisit. Let's do it. I'm on the draw in round 1. Hand's a little awkward, but Island Ponder keep, right? I'm not a Force of Will deck anyway, so not looking for anything there. And Ponder Brainstorm can get this 3-drop engine going. Opponent is a Tundra strategy. If they're a fair Tundra strategy, this is the kind of matchup I'm interested in because they're going to give me lots of time to manipulate my deck and try to make something happen. If they're a Cephalid Breakfast related Tundra strategy, we could be in some trouble. All right, Ponder, just show me 3 lands here. I'll take 1 land and a Scrapwork Mutt. That's kind of like showing me 3 lands, right? Good start, getting our feet under us. Urza Saga. Okay, so Cephalid Breakfast confirmed. Oh god, it's the Ceph the Storyteller list. Who popularized this? This is an outrage. I do have Lightning Bolt that can interact with a Cephalid Illusionist. I'm going to Brainstorm now, though. Try to make something happen. Triskelion, not helpful right now. Intruder Alarm, also not helpful. Land number 3 is great. Triskelion can get out of here, and I think Bray's Apprentice can get out of here as well. Just have a lot of that, and we're now suddenly playing against a deck that could kill us at any moment starting next turn. If they play Teferi this turn, we're just dead. They can tutor Shuko next turn. Force of Will backup's really bad for me here. I fetch a Volcanic Island. This is not a Wasteland deck. Weld or Reno. Oh my goodness. If I play Welder, use Lightning Bolt to survive a turn, this Intruder Alarm might be able to go off next turn. No, that's not even true. Shit. I shipped the Triskelion. If I kept that Triskelion, if I play Scrapwork Mutt, discard Triskelion, and Welder, then the whole combo is available, but that still doesn't hold up the Lightning Bolt, which is my only chance in this game, which I have very low faith in for what it's worth. They're making constructs, that's fine. When I was playing this deck at the SCG Con, I realized how often, even though you can make a construct, you mostly don't want to. Oh, this is interesting. They're just making constructs. Huh. Do I want to bolt one of these before it's too big to do anything with? No, I don't think so. That's weird. They must not have the combo available, or they're just sinking all the way in on constructs and betting if that gets the game won first. Weird. And they got Retrofitter, not Shuko. I'm officially concerned. I am going to Brainstorm in the end step here. Not a play I usually like doing, but I need land number 4. And I'd prefer not to mess around about it. Tundra draw a card is how they're ending their turn here. Brainstorm. 2 Apprentices and an Intruder Alarm. And Ancient Tomb. So, am I infinite here? I think I am. Okay, well, we'll see if they counter the Intruder Alarm. That'll be the real test. I am almost infinite here. I don't really expect my spells to resolve, but if they do, I win. Force of Will, pitching Ponder. That was smart. Scrapwork Mutt, threatening the win. I'll discard Bray's Apprentice to draw Fable. And then I can flip Mutt into Apprentice next turn. If I even get a next turn, this is the whole thing about Cephalid Breakfast, right? They can just, now that I'm stabilizing the board, they can just spend 3 mana and kill me. If they had an artifact in their graveyard, Welder can kill Shuko just by flipping Shuko into whatever artifacts in their graveyard, but they don't have one of those. Just really have to hope they don't have the combo. Drawing a card, interesting. Another Saga. They're at 3 mana again. Retrofitter can make the constructs larger. So I take 6 if I block flip. I think block flip is better than flip block. Scrapwork Mutt, turn into Bray's Apprentice. And I'm taking 5, they can make it 6 if they make a servo, which they did not do. If I were going to combo this turn, I wouldn't do it till second main also. Just soften me up in combat first. Very Time Reveler. Annoying. Throwing my Welder, also annoying. Engineer, are you good? Probably not. Yeah, I'm going to attack Teferi for 1. Get that out of here. And then replay Welder, play Fable, replay Welder, play Apprentice. Either of these taps me out of red. I think Apprentice is better than Fable. Yeah, I need a lot of blockers this turn. Turns out the way this game shook out, if I had bolted that construct when it was boltable, we'd be having a much better time. But they just did not assemble their combo. Okay, force pitching Brainstorm. This gives me 2 blockers for their 3 attackers, and Goblin Welder is a forced block now. Bray's Apprentice can sack herself and get a flip. Required to block. Sad about it. Sacrifice yourself to draw a card. Fake draw a card. Red draw a card. Scrapwork Mutt. We're back in there. No, we're not in there. Without a welder in play, it's really hard to win on the spot. There are lightning greaves in the deck, but they're not currently available to me. I just Orim's Chant in the upkeep. You got it. Okay. Beaten by Breakfast. This is the strength of Breakfast. I held this lightning bolt that ended up doing 12 damage to me. That bolt would have been good for 12 damage, but I have to save bolt because they're also a creature combo deck, and then they just killed me with the 4/4. Messed up stuff, honestly. Very Macabre, great for this matchup. Pyroblast, great for the matchup. Magus the Moon's pretty mid. And they are an Urza Saga deck with a small basic count, but it's not a hammer in the way that I need it to hammer. Flusterstorm is mid. Brazen Borrower is fine. Maybe Triskelion should go down to 1. Lightning Greaves and chill. I think this is going to work or it's not, and Lightning Greaves is not going to be the difference maker. I see the Fiery Confluence, I just don't think I have room for it, and that things have to go exactly how they want that game for that card to even be good. And that's not how I expect most games to go. Lightning Bolt, important tool. Ponder, Brainstorm, all my lands, important. I could shave on Apprentices. And I think Fable in general is better than Apprentice. Go down to 2 Intruder Alarms. I would like to find them, but I don't want more than 1. And maybe I just don't need Brazen Borrower and leave the rest of my main deck intact. Okay. I can buy that. Okay, I'm going to keep this hand. Very Macabre is the most potent weapon you have against Breakfast combo, because they have Orim's Chant, they have the Fairy, they have Force of Will, they got all sorts of ways to stop interaction, but Teferi ignores all of that. If this is my list from the SCG Con or anything like it, there's 1 Pithing Needle in the sideboard that you bring in, and 1 Cabal Therapy in the main, and those are the 2 outs to Macabre. Dramatic Ending, Tilt. There's a lot of removal in this sideboard too. I did not bring in Magus, so I'm just going to get my lands here. I think I discard Ancient Tomb. I've got my mana set up. Really sad that that wasn't a powerful artifact to reanimate later. But I boarded out a lot of my powerful artifacts to reanimate. Once again, the squeeze of a combo deck. But now the rebuild gets to go to work, because these Scrapwork Mutts, you know, I played Bro Limited. This card's an absolute heater. It gets the work done. It's not pretty, but card selection and attacking for 2 are all you need sometimes. Cool. Goblin Engineer, backed by Pyroblast. Mutt, go get him. And then Goblin Engineer. I have Pyroblast and Macabre. I'm not super worried about getting comboed out here. Multiple lines of protection for that. And I believe I want to Breya's Apprentice in the graveyard. Phyrexian Dragon Engine, I actually like my hand. My hand, if I chose 3 cards to be in it, this is basically the 3 I'd pick, so I'm not really trying to loot that away. Breya's Apprentice is a value engine all on its own. I'm ready to Pyroblast at the Fairy here. Cephalid Illusionist, I'll Pyroblast that too. Counter target spell if it's blue. I kind of hope they have Force of Will back up here, but nothing else. Alright, they just had nothing at all, so they're going to fire a second Cephalid at me next turn. Pithing Needle, okay. Alright, do you name Macabre, or do you name the onboard Engineer? What speed are we moving here? Goblin Engineer, cool. DGAF, about that. I could even Brazen Borrow that, and then flip out Breya's Apprentice. Actually kind of into that. So I should have done it pre-combat to know if it was going to resolve or not. No, I'll keep up the 2 layers of interaction, just removing a permanent from play and Graveyard Hate. Good combo. Ponder from the opponent. And I mean, look where they are. They're at 13, taking 3 a turn. This is not massive damage. It's not like a Delver output of damage, but they got to do something. My incidental shitters, one of them looted a card, one of them entombed a powerful spell. Kind of doing the thing here. I decided to just go to my turn rather than mess around with bouncing Pithing Needle, because I don't want them to get any ideas. This is their 1 out or one of their 2 outs in the deck to Fairy Macabre, which I am holding, and I don't see an Urza Saga. I don't see any backup plan here at the moment. So this one thing, no black mana, cast the front half of Cabal Therapy, kind of like where we are. Okay, there's the black. Nomads are in play. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Just gotta hope they hit the Oracle before they hit Cabal Therapy and Narcomoeba. Yep, here we go. And we're just ripping here. There's Oracle. Okay, cool. We're safe here. It's not a lot I'm worried about. I'm gonna let the Narcomoebas happen for a little while. I'd like to see their deck. I'd like to know what's going on over there. I would like to get them committed to... There's another Narcomoeba. And there's Cabal Therapy. Let's see if they cast the Therapy. Okay, time to respond. Exile Thassa's Oracle. And is there anything else that I care about in the graveyard? If they're on the Prismatic Ending build, that's something I might care about. Or on the Mystic Sanctuary build, rebuying Prismatic Ending. Yeah, I'll just hit Oracle and Prismatic Ending. It's all good. There are 10 cards left in their deck right now. Unless they're on some crazy build with a second Oracle. I don't think I care about much at this point. And Cabal Therapy gets to resolve. No way they blind name Brazen Borrower. Give me a break. They got Serenities in. They still have their Orm's Chance. Hydroblast is in. Brazen Borrower. All makes sense. Red Return, not present in the graveyard, so it's somewhere in the 12 cards that are in their hand and deck. That is blank cardboard somewhere in the equation here. They named Brea's Apprentice for Cabal Therapy, just a card they've seen me play some number of, fair enough. I will loot away this mountain, keep the Brazen Borrower. Dragon Engine, hello. I like that one. Just a quick graveyard assessment. There is 1, 2, 3 Urza Sagas in the graveyard. That is the number that this deck plays generally. I'm going to attack with my various things. They can try to do some Nomad tricks in combat, but Brazen Borrower can mess that up for them. I'm just going to push damage. Okay. Not interested in engaging with that. Fair enough. I guess they have to win this game by attacking with 1/1s. And now I can Dragon Engine. It only triggers if it comes in from the graveyard, so I can just put a 2/2 double strike into play and continue holding up Brazen Borrower. If they have a second Oracle, they could get me here, but I think they would have kept going if they had one of those. Cool. All right. Fairy Macabre with Pithing Needle in play, naming something different. Count it. Now that I've seen the Needle, although I probably should have assumed they had that, Borrower is a good answer to that. Do I go down to 1 Apprentice? And I talked in the deck tech about how this thing fills the role that we needed it to, but it's also a fine Goblin Engineer tutor bucket thing. But now that I've boarded out 3 Apprentices and 2 Triskelions, Scrapwork Mutt is extremely unlikely to discard something that is going to move towards my combo. But like we saw that game, I don't actually need a combo. I just need to survive theirs. Unless they get the game 1 Saga plan going again. So, you know, ins and outs. Pros and cons. Hand's pretty good. Welder and Reb. Oh, for an artifact deck, my deck's actually extremely resilient against Serenity. And most of my artifact stuff shows up and wins the game on the spot, or just doesn't need to show up at all. Yeah, I'm going to fetch a Volcanic Island and play Goblin Welder here. They didn't deploy a 1-drop. They can't win from 2 mana and 0 non-land permanents. They need 3 mana to do that. So I have a window here. Kind of expected Prismatic Ending or Swords to Plowshares. But next turn I can play tap Silver Bluff Bridge. Then I'm holding up Reb and Fairy Macabre. Prismatic Ending it is. Ooh, JK. We're not doing anything else. We're engineering some goblins. And here I'm not worried about tapping out into the combo. Oh wow, force pitching Narco. Down to 2 cards in their hand. I'm not worried about tapping out into the combo because I have Macabre. And they can't Pithing Needle, Nomad, Illusionist from 3 mana. Okay. Urza Saga. Now they have a real plan. I gotta do stuff. Casting Narcomoeba, that sucks. That's 2 Narcomoebas gone. Yeah, I mean, recovering versus this Urza Saga might not be trivial. I'm gonna drop my 2/2 double strike and try to engage in combat. And now I can do this cool thing where if they Pithing Needle or Cabal Therapy, I can just macabre 2 random cards out of their graveyard. And then they're like, oh, there goes the macabre. Or maybe they don't name the other one. Silver Bluff Bridge. I don't believe I should be attacking here. I think I'm actually in kind of a bit of trouble with the Saga. And this is where boarding in some Fiery Confluences would have been nice, but then we saw how Game 2 went, where Fiery Confluence would have done nothing ever. Please tutor Shuko. I don't want to deal with a Retrofitter Foundry right now. Shuko, hell yeah. Okay. Cool. If they equip Shuko to Narco, I can pick that off with the Reb. With double Macabre in hand, I don't think I need to hold this for anything else. And Dragon Engine does trade with Constructs. If they're playing around Lightning Bolt, a card they have seen, then it actually eats both Constructs, and they need to be really careful with that. I'm not letting them get chip damage in here. You're going to have to beat me for real. Smush me in combat or try to present a combo, but Narcomoeba beats are not going to be the answer you're looking for. Sick. Alright, Goblin Welder. Real engine online now. Hate to discard 2 Macabres, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Pithing Needle. Shit. We might die right now. Please name Goblin Welder. Okay, cool. That's 2 games in a row where they name something other than Fairy Macabre with Pithing Needle, which I understand both games I had a powerful activated ability in play, but when you're playing a combo deck like Breakfast, you kind of have to know what you're worried about. Oh, what's up? This is exactly the spread of cards I would want. Okay, do not shuffle this. And then I'm going to pass the turn, and I can end step, Brazen Borrow the Needle, untap Lightning Bolt a Construct, and then everything goes my way from there. Maybe. There's a Nomads. That card's pretty good. I would kind of like them to attack with Constructs this turn and put Dragon Engine in the graveyard. There's not even anything good for me to Welder, so the Brazen Borrower thing doesn't even work. I could bounce one of the Constructs and then bolt the other. Yeah, that actually makes sense. I'm going to Petty Theft one of the Constructs and just leave Pithing Needle where it is. I have the combo so covered. And now this lets me start attacking. The Lightning Bolt the Construct. Now we can bash. I'll even offer up Welder. I can play Brazen Borrower. Now they can't afford to play around the combo anymore. Or if they've been sandbagging the combo looking for answers, I'm attacking for major damage every turn. Jumping with Nomads makes sense. There's a Shuko in play. They don't need that A for their AB. They have 2 A's. Another Nomads. What's your last card in hand? Is it Illusionist? Sure is. Guess what I care about? Not that. Yeah, this Pithing Needle, 2 games in a row, just hanging out here, not naming what it should have named. This game especially, there wasn't even an artifact in my graveyard to Weld, and you just lost to Fairy Macabre. Like, not trying to rag on my opponent here, just be educational for everyone watching. You need to know what you care about. When you only care about one thing, just give it a break. Okay, Oracle and Cabal Therapy are both in the graveyard right now. I'm going to exile those 2 cards with Fairy Macabre. And, I mean, this shows them early that... Can they even combo here? No, because their 2 Narcomoebas are gone already. 1 died, 1 got pitched to Force. These are the only 3 creatures they're going to be able to operate with. Yeah, I guess they couldn't have cast Cabal Therapy, so I should have just let them keep going. But yeah, this Pithing Needle, you got to know what's important, and it's not that. They're just moving their Shuko around, having some fun, I guess. And I can deploy Brazen Borrower in attack mode. Play my land. There's a good chance I end up escaping Phyrexian Dragon Engine in the near future. They can kill Dragon Engine by... if they put the next 2 damage that would be dealt to Nomads on Illusionist, First strike damage kills that. Then they put the next 2 damage, the Nomads, onto Narcomoeba. Regular damage kills that, and then Dragon Engine dies. But I don't even think that's a good deal for them. Okay, cool. They do have to beat me down here. I am winning the race. There's might still be Ursa Sagas in their deck. Yeah, I'm kind of bummed out I didn't do they're out of Narcomoeba's math. I was just really worried about Cabal Therapy, which I didn't need to, because the Oracle was already in the graveyard. Yeah, I messed this one up. I think we're still going to win, but this could have just been a commitment to the combo BTFO'd by Macabre. But instead, we're just playing more Magic. And that always sucks. Less Magic is the way to live your life. The reason I'm not attacking with Brazen Borrower is because then that lets them block kind of for free. But now that Nomad's tapped, I can get in. Because if they had blocked Brazen Borrower with Narcomoeba and then blocked Dragon Engine with Nomads, they can send the damage over to... Right, yep, prevent all damage that would be dealt to this thing, but that does mill you for 3 when you use it. Okay, interesting, interesting. Yeah, the Nomad tricks are pretty powerful, actually, in combat. And I am kind of just farting around here. Oh, Jesus. Oh, no. I was about to say the last Urza Saga in their deck is the only card they can draw that really scares me. And there it is. Oh, no. Yeah, if I mess this up after they walked into Macabre twice, just because I didn't time it right, I'm going to be pretty sad. Oh my god, Brainstorm. Set me free. Big Brainstorm energy. These are all good cards. Welder is still chilling, but it is a creature. Just literally a creature is important here. Hit Welder, go in, and I think I'm actually going to save my Mutt. Because if I just get onto defense here, they're not going to have a Shadow Spear or anything that I'm really worried about. And if I just hold defense, then they'll eventually run out of cards in their deck. I'm going to fetch away the cards I know I don't want, and then Mutt can loot another card if I find another one I don't want in the market for a Apprentice or a Red Elemental Blast, that kind of thing. What does Reb do? It can surprise mill them for 3, which is pretty good. Could also just play Mutt, but I'm kind of the opinion that it's going to be better as a loot than it is as just a random 2-1, because I'm not going to loot away a real spell when things are this tight. I got to get through 14 cards of their deck. I have 1 guaranteed Illusionist target here. There's a good chance they boarded out all their stabs and their Retrofitter, so this might just get a second Shuko. Oh, it got nothing. Okay, yeah. Thought that might be the case, because in combo matchups you board out your stabs and Retrofitters. And now Dragon Engine can beat Construct or trade with Construct in combat, then ends up in my graveyard where it draws me 3 cards and life is good. I can counter it to Fairy, which is kind of a card I'm concerned about, but there are 2 in the graveyard, which is the number that's in the list. Mystic Sanctuary is already in the graveyard too. Okay, I'm gonna block the Construct, which will trade and shrink the other Construct. This is the free damage thing I was talking about, where if I block Nomad and they put the next damage onto Construct, then they just eat my Welder for free. So I'm just gonna take the 2. I can afford it. Play to land, move the Shuko. That's all fine. I'm going to Dragon Engine this turn, so I guess I'm going to Red Blast the Illusionist to get this mill 3 out of the way. Red returns in the graveyard now. I don't think that matters. Another Welder and a Mutt. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess I don't really care about Welder, so I'll play Mutt first. It takes 5 to escape Dragon Engine, or Unearth Dragon Engine. Loot the Welder. Okay, hit a card that lets me refire the Dragon Engine. Unearth this thing. I get to draw 3 cards. One of them's a Pyroblast. Make this big threatening attack. They can either go to 5 or lose their other construct. Going to 5 it is. Okay, that's gone forever. If they attack with Construct, I'll double block it. That'll put Mutt in the graveyard where I can loot again and poke for another 2. 9 cards in their deck, 5 life left. Another land, probably not what they want. There might not even be a fetchable left in the deck. I don't care enough to actually do a check. It doesn't affect my play. There's no good attacks here. If they attack with Nomad, I double block. If they attack with Construct, I double block. Now we're just running out their clock until they can't play spells anymore because their deck is empty. Which could have happened 4 turns ago, and I'm just making more work for myself, wasting all our time. Here's a fetch. They get to look at what's left in their deck. I know the Plains is in the graveyard, the Underground Sea's there, 4 Tundras. I think this is going to fail to find. And then they get to look at what's left in their deck and decide if this game is worth playing or not. They did, in fact, fail to find. Yeah, I'm way ahead on clock. I'm way ahead on cards in library. I'm ahead on board, and it's getting better. Rhea's Apprentice, a very real win condition. If they're sitting on a Force Will, I have Pyroblast for it. I'm ready. Remember that time that I drew 3 cards? Here they are. Okay, very real engine online now. I can sack Scrapwork Mutt, flip a card to Apprentice, and then refire Scrapwork Mutt and see another card. Draw engine going crazy. Oh, another Mutt. Let's go. Mutt from hand first. Get rid of this volcanic island I don't want. Another Mutt. Okay, mutting into a Mutt is kind of fun. I also like just saying Mutt. I can also pump the Thopter. And, oh, okay. How many? This one can get haste, the one I just cast. So, okay, here we go. Sacrifice an artifact, +2/+0. Buff the Thopter, sack the Mutt. Unearth the Mutt, discard the other Mutt. Then I can unearth that one. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, there was lethal in combat here. Multiple haste creatures plus the flying 3/1. Yeah, kind of blew it on the count of, like, what I was worried about. I'll explain what I did with the Fairy Macabre. So if they hit Cabal Therapy off their milling before they hit Oracle, they can Therapy naming Macabre. And if the Oracle or the Dread Return aren't there to take, then they can just keep pushing their combo. And I saw the Therapy and was like, oh no, there it is. I better do something before they pass priority. But I don't care about priority because the same mill that hit the Therapy also hit the Oracle. So I can just let them mill, even if they do have a deck full of Narcomoeba still. That Therapy lined up poorly with the Oracle, and I could just take it in response to Therapy. So I just didn't count their Narcomoebas and got worried about an advanced sequence that wasn't even applicable to the situation. And as a result, we played, 5, 6, 7 extra turns of this game that we didn't need to play. Still won, but yikes. Loosey-goosey. On to the next one, though. You come here to level up at Magic. To level up as a software engineer, check out the new YouTube series Dev Better, hosted by the founder of 7 Factor Software and Magic player, Jeremy Duvall. 7 Factor's small teams of high-performing engineers build custom mobile apps, APIs, and highly scalable systems for Fortune 500 companies and ambitious startups with great ideas. If you'd like to hire 7 Factor, or maybe join their team, contact them through their website at 7factor.io. And don't forget to subscribe to 7 Factor's YouTube for every episode of Dev Better. I'm on the play for round 2 with some explosive potential. I'm going to keep this. Land off the top gives me turn 2 Triskelion. I don't know. Let's run it. I got Brainstorm if the plan falls apart. What could possibly happen? It's just Legacy, right? No chance my opponent will interact with me in any way. Welder's in. Scrubland. That looks bad news for my Welder. What deck even have Scrubland in it? Grief Scam? Sure. So they pitched Reanimate to Grief, which must mean they have another Reanimate or something better like Ephemerate. Okay, what do you take from the Welder player? I would take Brainstorm, personally. Though Mutt is also pretty tempting. Depending on how many Griefs we're going to get griefed with this turn, I guess, is where we need to answer this question. Yep, there goes my B-Storm. I can F6 now. It's very clear I have nothing. Dark Ritual. Oh no. They're going to take the initiative. Oh, Thoughtseize Exhume. Jeez. Okay, we're just Reanimator with a turn 1 play. Got it. I don't think I need to play this out. No, I'm quite content here. Bummer. Legacy. Me with a potential turn 2 Triskelion, and then with a guaranteed protected turn 1 Grizzlebrand. Whatever. Okay. Fairy Macabre's coming in. Flusterstorm's coming in. Brazen Borrower probably sucks. Lightning Bolt probably sucks. Lightning Greaves. And Lightning Greaves, this is a exciting one, but I don't know that it's actually good at all. If I could put a point on that. Fable and Apprentice, I kind of like all of that. I need all my Intruder Alarms, all my Welders. Yeah, I think it's just Lightning Bolt. You do not pass the test here, though. If my opponent pivots onto Dothy Voidwalker, which is a thing that they sometimes do, Dothy Voidwalker and Show and Tell are both pivots they could have. Maybe I have to cut a Trike. Yeah, I'm going much lower on Trikes. Imagine that. Trikes and Braze Apprentices, the cuts in every single matchup. What a surprise. I'm not going to bring in Pyroblast against a potential mono black deck until I see the Show and Tell. We saw Scrubland, which shows that they probably have Serenity. Okay. I'm going to do it like this. I will respect Dothy Voidwalker. I will not respect Show and Tell any more than I already am, which is with Flusterstorm. I'll keep this hand. Fluster's not bad. Then I can do Mutt-related activities next turn. Opponent's on a Mull to 6. If they grief me again, I'm just dead. Flusterstorm does not work against grief. A bad lance. And a Faithless Looting, I'm going to fluster this. I don't want to hold up this Flusterstorm for the rest of my life, and by countering looting, I also counter any reanimation spells that might be in their hand, because this is a way to put a monster in the graveyard. And multiple Mutts. Mutt Storm is 2. I'm going to Mutt first, discard a Lightning Bolt, and then I'm going to cast Ponder. Triskelion, Brainstorm. These cards are not very good. Yeah, I'm going to shuffle this. I mean, land Brainstorm is good, but I already have Brainstorm. And I drew another Brainstorm. Cool. Mostly in the market for Fairy Macabres at this point, or Intruder Alarms. Land number 2. You just have Entomb Reanimate anyway. Dothy Voidwalker. Played around it. Unless they grief me and take my Bolt here. Bad news bears. Freya's Apprentice. I do like that card. I think I like Lightning Bolt more. Just get this out of here. I can play another Mutt. I think I discarded Brainstorm here. This is like paying you Tuesday for a hamburger today. Just, I could see more cards next turn for more mana, or I could see one card right now. Would you see 2 fewer cards on Brainstorm if I gave you a 2/1 body? Is that the math we're doing? Is that nonsense? I think it's nonsense. And this is where we get Show and Tell and die. Okay, it's not Show and Tell, not with this mana. They could start reanimating their Dothy Voidwalkers. They could hardcast Grief. Lots of options here. Okay, they're flashing back a looting. My last YOLO play here is Brainstorm for a Macabre. Discarded Atraxa and Catacombs. Okay, they're griefing me now, pitching Dark Ritual. And this is it. I have to Brainstorm now. The dead creature is already there. Macabre does what I need it to do here. And if I whiff, I lose. Brainstorm, let's go. Fairy Macabre. Easy money. Put back the 2 other cards. Now Grief's going to miss. I can Macabre the Atraxa and the Dothy Voidwalker. Man, Brainstorm's busted. I'm glad I looted away that Brainstorm for the land, though, because this play was not possible without doing that. Have a look at my hand full of Volcanic Island. Animate Dead the Grief. Okay, they are now all the way hellbent with a 2/2 that did not discard any additional cards for me. Feel happy to trade off a Mutt here. They're over there like, my creature has menace. Maybe I'll race. Little do they know that the 1 card I drew is, in fact, 2 creatures. Okay, happy to trade off. Fair enough. Dragon Engine is the top card of my deck right now. Would I rather take 2 to play Brea's Apprentice, leaving Volk back? so I can mutt and keep my dragon on the front, I think I'm happy enough just looting away dragon and reloading my hand. Life total is irrelevant if they just go completely off, but it can be relevant if they go like a little bit off. Like if they do something like Archon of Cruelty, where they actually are meaningfully interacting in a kind of slow but inevitable way, that could give me time to get a apprentice or a intruder alarm online. Okay, I was gonna mutt, but now I'm just gonna cast my Dragon Engine. Let's put this double strike creature into play. When it's doing stuff like wear tearing my Brea's Apprentice. Wow, it would suck if they reanimated my Phyrexian Dragon Engine because I looted away. Yikes. Okay, glad it's in play. Oh no, they keep drawing spells. How about knock it off? Okay, that's fine. That's better there for me. And I want to draw a land that I can put into play without feeling bad about it here. And then draw a bunch of cards. Free. So free. Dragon Engine unearths. I get in for a bunch of damage. I draw 3 cards. Yes, please. Smash for 1,000,000. They can't reanimate anymore. They could get my Brea's Apprentice, I guess, off of a reanimate. I can ponder looking for a Macabre here. Welder Mutt. Oh, this is extra damage. This is pretty cool. I am going to keep this. All right, cool. They're just conceding. They've seen enough. Okay. Sometimes you just spin up a Fairy Macabre on the moment that you need it. My opponent just disconnected from Magic Online. I hope that's a sideboard reset and not a salt concession or salt rope. We've confirmed the existence of Gothy Voidwalker. Oh, I like the bolts. Flusterstorm, Bolt, and Fairy Macabre, the 3 decisions that I made during sideboarding, all came up in that game, and they were all important. I don't think Brazen Bar is actually important. We've seen Atraxa now, so Red Blast has a target. I forget it. I just gotta stop the things from coming into play. I'm not gonna make a plan for what if they do. Now let's see if my opponent comes back. After a few minute wait, my opponent did reconnect here. I'm gonna mulligan this hand that does not interact with Reanimator in any meaningful way. Opponent kept 7, so probably already dead regardless. Going to 5 here. Come on now, deck. 4. Oh god. Alright, well I guess I have to keep this one. Intruder Alarm, Lightning Bolt, Phyrexian Dragon Engine to the bottom. And here we are. Just on 4 that does not contain Graveyard Hate versus Reanimator who kept 7 on the play. GG, folks. I'm really glad this person came back from their little siesta. Reef pitching Animate dead. Alright. All the way dead. Ship it. Show it to me. Look my Ponder. Faithless Looting off of Lotus Petal. This might be risky or it might just be the nuts. I assume that they just have everything here. Keeping 7 on the strength of what? Like, no way they just missed their land drop and pass right now. Though it's what I need. Oh, discarded Lotus Petal Dark Ritual. Those are not reanimation targets. Fascinating. They're going to reanimate Grief here? Entomb, okay. Well, they know I'm holding Flusterstorm and they didn't take it. So they either have land or animate dead here. Reanimate doesn't work. Wow. That is not how I thought that was going to go. Maybe I should have kept the 6. Oh, there's land. They just have animate dead right now. I'm off it. Off it. Yep, okay. Whatever. Yep, I mean, they took the Ponder. That took my off looks at Macabre. They probably had animate dead and they just needed to spike any mana source, which they do play a lot of. So, you know, GG. On to the next one. This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks. And groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Mox field to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there. I'm on the draw for round 3 against Magic Online user For God's Sake, which is a great username, and I think I remember playing them against them before, because I think I remember shouting this more than once during our match. I'm going to keep this. First appearance of turn 1 Lightning Greaves in the match. Oh, great, we're dead. For God's sake. Okay, my thoughts are seized here, but this appears to be oops all spells, for which I have no real recourse in the main deck. Taking my Greaves. Coward. Okay, yeah, I mean, maybe this is some initiative stompy deck instead. That would make sense to take Greaves, because then I could take the initiative. Don't love this. Whatever it is. I would prefer it be some initiative stompy deck to oops all spells. I feel like oops would have taken a brainstorm, if that's what this was. Either that or they're just goofing around for the camera. Okay, it is a stompy deck. I'm going to fetch in response to this Dark Ritual, just so Opposition Agent, at least, is not a thing I have to worry about. Okay, Dark Ritual has occurred. Childred the Apocalypse. How about a little Bee Storm as a treat in response? That's a bunch of awful cards, and Fable the Mirror Breaker is the card I'm going to play next. Which draws more cards. Can I beat a Childred? Is this even a thing that my deck is capable of? What are even my outs to this? Even my combo draws infinite cards. Yikes. Okay, I guess I just have to take my medicine, take thousands of damage from this Childred to try to make literally anything happen. And I do think Fable is the better card here than Brea's Apprentice. Brea's Apprentice can see extra cards without actually drawing, but I know my top cards are all badzos, so I gotta clear them at any cost, and I'm gonna need the mana. We have another land. Another Dark Ritual. Okay. A Dauthi Voidwalker, that's good. My combo only goes to the graveyard. Oh, this is Phil's stupid deck from today. Okay. Phil released a Ill-Gotten Gains pop deck. Iggy Pop. What just happened, by the way, for those of you who blinked? Dauthi Voidwalker came into play. Ill-Gotten Gains. Each player discards their hand, then returns up to 3 cards from their graveyard to the hand. And normally you can just rebuy whatever your best 3 cards are, but Dauthi Voidwalker's in play, so now my hand is in the void. Brainstorm, 2 Brea's Apprentices are over there, but luckily I did have a graveyard before the leyline came down, so something resembling a chance here, but they have Ritual Thoughtseize in their hand now. Yeah, Phil Gallagher, 3BNU. The day that I am recording this, which is quite a few days before you're seeing it, he released a Ill-Gotten Gains mono black stompy deck, much like this one. I'm gonna take my full medicine on Childred, and I even spiked the Welder with the haste. Okay, doesn't matter. Super dead. Wow. If you built your deck specifically to beat Intruder Alarm Welder combo, it looks like this. Flusterstorm looks important. Brazen Borrower looks important. This deck might struggle with Magus of the Moon. I just gotta think about any kind of cheese that I can throw in their direction. As usual, the Triskelions and Brea's Apprentices get the first chop. Lightning Greaves, forget about it. Yeah, maybe that card just doesn't even belong in the deck. Okay, this is what I'm doing. We did not see an initial source of black that wasn't a non-basic land. Interesting. I will keep this. Leyline of the Void. I have in what I can do against that. I can Flusterstorm a Dark Ritual or Thoughtseize, and then play Intruder Alarm, and invest in success. Do I even care? I think I do. I'm gonna fetch... Oh, they fetched a basic swamp. Great. Alright, now Magus isn't even good. Flusterstorm. I would like to protect this Brainstorm if possible. I'm gonna need Brazen Borrower at some point. Alright, Dr. Brea. I'm gonna play that instead of Intruder Alarm. If there is an initiative component to this deck, I would like it to not happen. And if I get Ill-Gotten Gains here, then my hand is gone. Ancient Tomb's a good start. Oppo Agent, good too. Another Fluster. And it's tempting, but it's also just like not even good. Silver Bluff Bridge. And I think I'm just going to pass here. If I have to Fluster an Iggy, I want to be able to do that. Losing my hand, not interested. They could just helm me here. I'm the Great Creator. That's kind of like helm, but also so bad. It's a helm next turn. And I'm just this artifact combo deck. The hits keep coming. The Leyline Stompy wasn't enough. The Oppo Agent wasn't enough. We're also a card in the Great Creator deck. You know what? You win. It doesn't matter what they show me. I can't go off. I can't fetch. I can't actually do anything here. There's like 3 layers of stopping me from win the game, and they're floating the win the game card through this card. So, yep, you got me. For God's sakes. GG's. The Command Tower software by Eminence Gaming is perfect for hosting TCG events. It features easy-to-create event registration for 1v1 and 4-player Swiss structured tournaments. Event management has never been so simple, and it's web-based, so there's no download required. Get access for just $5 at eminence.events/subscribe. I'm on the play for round number 4. I'm going to keep this hand that contains Brainstorm and Goblin Engineer. And I can build my own kind of ugly fetch here. If I end step Brainstorm, then cast Goblin Engineer. That's a line that exists. I might do it. Ancient Tomb. Ancient Tomb, go. Ew. Right, I am going to build my ugly little fetch here. Lightning Greaves. Am I interested in that? Maybe. Put back Triskelion and Intruder Alarm. And then I'm going to fetch for a Breya's Apprentice here. Everything is happening. Put Breya's Apprentice in the graveyard. And pass the turn. Unfortunately, this is the wrong Goblin, or else we would be showing a combo next turn. I guess we're 1 mana short still. Oh my god, am I getting Karned again? I'm getting Karned again? What is going on here? Who let this happen? I'm announcing right now that I'm deleting my channel and becoming a staff writer for theepicstorm.com because of my hatred for Karn the Great Creator. They're just plussing Karn, floating GG on the stack. There's Welder, which no longer matters. That's so sick. That was almost the combo. Alright, well, Fable of the Mirror Breaker, get in there. I think that's my best plan now. That Karn, start putting some hurt on this thing. Whatever I can do. I am, air quotes, representing Force of Will. Because why would I be a blue deck if I'm not splashing for Force of Will? That's the only thing that makes sense. Wink, wink. If they do wish for Lattice here, I can kill Karn, and then we just have to play through a Lattice, which actually kills my opponent on the spot because it makes all my lands into artifacts where I can start my loop. Helm of Obedience. Okay. Helm without the ley line is significantly less concerning to me. Swamp. Okay, are we going to writ ley line? Oh my god. It's happening. I'm going to lose my mind. Thoughtseize. Okay. They're going to take Welder, probably. That is easily the best card in my hand. Karn says activate abilities of artifacts your opponents control. I do not control Scrapwork Mutt in my graveyard, so I can still unearth that buddy and put some damage on Karn here. That's pretty exciting, actually. Yep, taking Welder. Obviously. Yeah, I can put Karn to 1 with just what I have going on here. Oh god, making a 4/4. Yeah, that works. Bummer. Alright, I can't put Karn to 1 anymore. That was smart and I'm mad about it. Yo. There's a Goblin Welder. I would like to use Fable's ability, Lightning Greaves, and do I bin the Mutt? Yeah, I think so. It's kind of the same as casting the Mutt. So if I cast it, I would have an extra 2 power in play. I might just have to bin the Intruder Alarm and try to overload this Karn. Okay. Yeah, alright. So if I play Welder and play Mutt, Mutt can discard different Mutt. Mutt can also flip into Breya's Apprentice. That's interesting. Mutt, discard different Mutt. Play a land that doesn't work. Thanks, Karn. And really sucks that treasures don't work, and they have a 4/4. Alright, Goblin Welder's in play. And I guess I'm just going to pass the turn from here. Hurts, but it's what I got. If they Dark Ritual Leyline, I lose. And being indestructible does not save Silver Bluff Bridge from Karn's Greedy Wrath. The 0/0 still dies. Okay, they have the Leyline. Do they have the mana source? Seems they do not. They have one turn to try to do anything here. What even can I do? Don't know what the answer to that is. Oh, Lightning Bolt. Oh, Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt is the answer to that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I just attack Karn with everything, they block with anything, I actually get to stabilize here. Karn. Okay, this is really interesting. I hope they mess this up and just block. Because they don't care about Karn anymore, they need Helm. There's no universe where blocking makes sense here. Yeah, and they didn't fall for it. Damn it! Opponent's doing stuff that makes sense. It's not even fair. Yeah, that doesn't matter. And then, Welder, what can I do with you? Karn is not an artifact. They don't have any artifacts. The Leyline of the Void, yeah, now my graveyard isn't even super reliable. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to show them that Lightning Bolt's in my deck. I'll just concede. 2 mono-black Leyline Karn decks in a row when I'm trying to play an artifact graveyard deck. This is an absolute outrage. Got a Triskelion and an Apprentice, and I'm just going to go 2 Brazen Borrower and try to go fast here. There's not really another plan. On the play, with this Island Ponder start, I will keep it. Their deck has so many cards that just shit murder my entire plan that it just doesn't even matter. Like, there's no Force to Maul 2. I don't play a Serenity or anything like that. I'm just not in the colors for that. Leyline of the Void, of course. Ponder, let's have a look. Able of the Mirror Breaker. I mean, I'll take it. It sucks, but at least it does something. Oh, shit. Can I Control Z this? Nope. This should be on top of my deck, not in my hand, because I know they're a Thoughtseize deck, and if I just stacked this wrong and get Thoughtseized, I'm going to be very bummed out. Okay, just a Swamp go. Certainly that's not Dark Ritual Opposition Agent. Fable's in. I can cast Triskelion next turn, in case that matters. Very exciting, actually. Oh, we're dead. Never mind. Karn the Great Creator. Neat. And they're wishing for probably Helm. Unless they get Ensnaring Bridge to try to buy time. Helm, okay. So I can no longer cast Triskelion this turn because Karn is an asshole. I'm going to discard Ancient Tomb and Scalding Tarn. Goblin Welder, a card that does not work. That Karn the Great Creator. And I can Brainstorm, try to hit a land. And I understand I just looted away a colored source, but I was swinging for bigger fish at the time. Still can't find a land here. I can play Mutt though. Put back these 2 Welders. Ancient Tomb, Mutt, discard Engineer, a card that does not help me in this game. Cool. Show me the Dark Ritual. Just poking a treasure with Karn. That makes sense. That's free to do. Chalice on 1. Fascinating. Karn's dead, and they just turned off their own Dark Rituals. Also turns off my entire hand. Nope, I get to cast Trike now because I can kill Karn. Cool. Alright. So you're saying there's a chance. I'm gonna attack my opponent and Karn. I'm not gonna guarantee that Karn dies. Like, if they have Dismember to save Karn, then they deserve it. But I'm already thousands of miles behind and never winning this game, so I'm going to take every risk I can get. And this unlocks my Trike, which does this put lethal on the board? It's very close if we're not there. So I get 2 Trikes next turn because of Reflection. That's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I have them for Xaxes if they can't Ancient Tomb here. Like, Soul Land does it. They turned off their own Dark Rituals, dead on board, and I lose anyway. Yeah, okay, fine. You did it. We made a run out of it at the end there. That was much better than I thought it was going to be. Whatever, on to the last round, and I hope we don't play against this deck for a third time in a row. For the absolute best Magic the Gathering apparel on the market, check out the link in the video description to coalesceapparel.shop, and be sure to use the code BoshNRoll for 10% off when you check out. On the play in the final round, I'm going to keep this Island Ponder hand. I can even mutt away a Triskelion. We haven't had a single turn 1 Welder into turn 2 Triskelion game yet, and the Scrapwork Mutt, high density, that was kind of built so that could happen sometimes. 5's not a great sample size, and we played against a bunch of BS specifically for our archetype, but still, disappointed it didn't happen. Opponent's on a Multa 6. Hopefully, whatever this combo is, they slow down and think about the fact that I have an Island Ponder. I'm very clearly Delver. Volcanic Island Ponder. You can't just jam stuff into days here. Please, opponent. You can't just jam stuff into days here. Queen Amidala meme. You can't just jam stuff into days here. Oh my god. Another Aghanim the Undercrypt. I'm losing my damn mind. Okay. What do I even do here? An engineer could get apprentice. I guess I have to do that then. My cool plan to mud away a Triskelion, just not even an option. Do I want to get Greaves? Does that do anything? And Greaves are exciting if I draw exactly Goblin Welder. I don't need apprentice because I have... Actually, I'm going to get Greaves. I guess that's my high roll potential. Like drawing Goblin Welder. I'm still a mana short to do that, but I already have a 3-drop value idiot and ways to get my cards into my graveyard, so Bray's Apprentice doesn't really matter. Scrubland, Cryptid Aghanim, Awakening, Collective Brutality, Discarding, Unmarked Grave. Okay, so they're gonna miss on the duress part of this, which I'm sure they're stoked about. Unmarked Grave, though, jeez. What's going on over there? We get to play Entomb in this format. So they're either some Reanimator deck with an additional commitment to Entombs to the point where they play 5 or more of them, or there's some weird Duke on the archetype. Just like Chalice Stompy with that card in it. That makes sense. I imagine we're about to find out. I'm going to put this Fable the Mirror Breaker into play, and then my opponent's going to do whatever it is their deck does. Okay, go. Here's the actual Entomb. Okay. Cool. In what ways am I dead? Show it to me. If they have to exhume here, I do get a Goblin Engineer trigger, and then maybe get to do stuff. Grizzlebrand. Okay. Yep. Animate dead. Cool. Alright. F6. Show me what you're going to show me. I'm not going to concede just yet. I put the Greaves in my graveyard for high roll possibility. I get to see a bunch of cards next turn. I am going to hope for the best here. Chrome Box. Oh my god, are you tin pins? I guess that makes sense with the Aghanim. That's not a card that's in Reanimator. So I might just get Storm comboed here on top of the Grizzlebrand. I've been unmasked. You got me. They can reanimate my Dragon Engine if they want a fresh grip at some point in this combo. Another Entomb. Show me the children. Archon of Cruelty. Boring. Alright, I'll sacrifice this creature, discard Triskelion. Oh, they decided that's enough? Coward. Activate Grizzlebrand. Okay, I will loot away these cards. Raise a Vengeance, Lightning Bolt. Okay. Since they didn't activate their Grizzlebrand, I lose. Okay, here we are. Another one of these. At least it's not a Karn Leyline deck, but it's a lot of black decks that kill me real fast in this league. And we've seen this sideboard plan before because it's the same dang one that I've done every single round. I'm going to go with 2 Brazen Borrowers in over all 3 Lightning Bolts in. Brazen Borrower can maybe stabilize, air quotes stabilize, against an Archon if they YOLO reanimate it. My hand's actually great. Let's go. I needed this. Needed this in my life today. That land would have been better as Scalding Tarn, I think. Okay, so I can... I'm going to hit my land drop. Nope. Ugh. I'm just going to play Goblin Welder. I was going to say I'm going to ponder, but then I tried to figure out how I'm going to dance around opposition agent and decided I'm just not going to. I will fetch in response to this Marsh Flats, though. You will not oppose my agency today. Ban Tomb here, I think I'm just going to let it resolve because I have the Macabre. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Flusterstorm can hit other stuff. Macabre only does this. And if they grief me, I can respond. If they unmask me, I can fluster it. And then maybe we get an extra commitment here. Animate Dead. Very Macabre. Blammo. Got him. Feels good. Sucks they still have 5 cards in hand. And I didn't cast Ponder last turn. Scrapwork Mutt. Okay. Ponder into Triskelion. Come on. Something that I can mud away. I mean, technically. I am going to take the Mutt. And then I'm going to Ponder again and see if I can... Nope. I have Flusterstorm available. I'm just going to Mutt my face off here. Mutt discards Mutt. And I'll just pass the turn from here. Now I have to Flusterstorm and Entomb if it happens. Griefing me. What else is new? This whole league has been a grief to me. Can't fluster this one. Taking Ponder. That means they don't care about fluster. My top card is Goblin Welder. Reanimate. Fascinating. Targeting my Mutt. And I guess I'll fluster it. I'm not excited about this, but it counters your spell. Oh, so does mudding. Oh, I just friggin' blew it. Yeah, I was in my own head here. If I just weld, please animate dead it. Oh, yeah, okay, cool. Rewarded with a second chance that I don't deserve. Okay, I'll just flip this now. Cool. Discard the island, draw Goblin Welder, animate dead fizzles, and now we're rocking out. They said oops in the chat. If you only knew, I oopsed it as well. I guess they do know because they saw it. I think I'd rather attack for 2 here and play the other welder than unearth the existing welder. And passing the turn. Okay, we're starting to get our welder ancestral recall set up here. We are an intruder alarm away from winning the game. We're so close here. Come on now. Let me have it. Let me have one time in my life, in my entire life. Can I have one thing? Passageway Seer. Okay. So they're introducing the initiative to the game, which I am excited to blow out here. I'm going to Brazen Borrow in the end step rather than Mutt. Petty Theft this thing. Get it out of here. Then I can take the initiative. The initiative puts a basic land in my hand that I'm happy to loot away with Mutts that I can activate multiples of today. Oh my goodness. Another one. Okay. Hit you with this. I get a land. I would like this. I guess Mountain's more important. Oh, I have Brazen Borrow in exile. Okay. And then I think I want to cast the Mutt from hand first. This gives me more looks at a busted artifact like Triskelion. Lightning Bolt. That one's not great. It might be fine though. Yeah, I could just keep spinning here, or I could pass the turn, bolt their creature, and zap them. Yeah, that sounds good actually. Because they replay their adventurer or passageway seer, whatever this is. If they go into Forge, I can bolt in response. I think they have to Lost Well here though. Though 5/5 lifelink is a way they can win this game. They did go into the Lost Well. They're scrying 2. And they bottomed both. I'm going to bolt this lifelink creature. And once again, pass the turn without activating my welders. Hey, we did it. Disappointed that I didn't get to drag this game out until I found an intruder alarm. But that was there. Okay, maybe I want more Triskelion, knowing that they do have the initiative slant here. And less intruder alarm. Sorry, intruder alarm. You know I love you. Lightning Greave is also really good against the initiative, but it's really bad against Reanimator. Okay, whatever. This is what I have. This is what we're doing. Keeping a hand on the strength of Scrapwork Mutt? Absolutely. Yeah, this has Fairy Macabre. I'm on the draw. I get to see a card. Scrapwork Mutt gets to see a card. I get to see 3 cards before I miss a land drop here. And my second land drop gets Fable going. And Agadeem is in play tapped. Flusterstorm right away. Love to see it. Scrapwork Mutt. I think I'm going to discard the Dragon Engine. Uh-oh. Intruder Alarm. Not a land, but pretty exciting all the same. Grief. Oh no. I'm dead. They can take my Macabre, and then we're just hanging out. Dead to whatever. When I was in college, this set came out, Shadowmoor, and the local game store owner called this Fairy Macrobay, which is for sure not how you say that word. Yo, easy. Easy game. Okay. Attacking with Mutt. Now I have a real decision to make of invest in Goblin Welder, which could win the game next turn if I find a blue source. Or I think I just have to Fable, though. That's just... If that was Volcanic Island, you better believe it. I'd be going for it. But here we are. They griefed and then passed without a land or play. And then they didn't entomb in my end step either. Very strange. Okay, makes more sense now. They could have done this last turn, whatever this is. Unless they needed some missing piece. Oh, you're unmasking yourself. Animate Dead Archon of Cruelty. Okay, okay. I have 2 creatures in play now. This doesn't even beat me necessarily. Okay, Animate Dead. Gets back the Archon. I have to discard a card. So I think I should sacrifice Scrapwork Mutt and discard Flusterstorm. Yeah, Fluster is past the point where it's going to help me in this game. And now I have to beat this thing that is in play. Blue source? Oh, a Mutt. Okay, that's an easy one to discard. I'm going to discard Goblin Engineer and Scrapwork Mutt. Oh no, not like this. I guess I could still brainstorm this turn. That hurts though. And I could escape the Mutt. And that puts me to 11. This thing attacks for 8 functionally. Okay. Then they block Goblin Shaman. Damn. I'm gonna be a little bit short. God, that sucks. I saw so many cards and none of them worked. Okay, I guess Mutt could hit Brazen Borrower here, so I have to give it a shot. Let it try to ride. Discard probably Lightning Bolt. Yeah, 6 toughness on this is the wrong number. I discard Bolt. Another Welder. Hate my life. I have to attack with both. They're going to block the Goblin Shaman, but I need the treasure. Yeah, I really need to just draw a blue source this turn. And Goblin dies anyway, so I'm going to go for a Brainstorm and try to string something together. Okay, there is a blue source. I think it's too late, though. Yeah, they attack me for functionally 8 here. And then they get another 8 on the following turn, and Lightning Greaves not in the deck. Did I have 1 in? Nope. Lightning Greaves would be my only salvation here. Yeah, damn. All right. Just a little short of going off there. It was not salvageable. Okay, so this deck, I think the deck was much smoother. The 4X Mutt made a lot of things work really well. 4X Apprentice, 4X Fable kind of makes sense for the main deck. It makes sense they would get boarded out too, but if you're boarding it out that often, maybe we should just have some spells in the main deck. I don't know what it would take to support Force of Will in this deck, but maybe we can get there. Maybe you just play some Flusterstorms or something. Give yourself that angle to work on. All in all, though, I think it's time to retire this one as a legacy port. Our deck does a powerful thing. It does it in a consistent, powerful way, but not in a way that is consistent or powerful enough to outmuscle Legacy as a format, which is full of consistent, powerful decks. Beerguard, thank you for this inspiration, and thanks for having me run it twice. People who liked this sort of thing, I also had a mono-red version from Patreon subscriber Milan that went off with Thornbite Staff instead of Goblin Welder, and that was also a painter build. That hybrid was pretty interesting too. So basically 3 different versions of this idea on the channel, all of them pretty mediocre, but we had a good run at it. Thank you all for being part of that adventure. Sorry for the 4 black decks, Jesus. The 2 card decks and the 2 leyline decks, but them's the break sometimes. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out the Patreon, and I'll see you next time.